Hey Betsy, how are you?
Hey, I'm great.
Do you have a minute for Mentor Mondays?
Of course I do.
All right, let's start with an easy one. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Okay, so just so you know a little bit about me, I'm decisive, but I'm not about what I'm interested in. I'm very curious. So as a kid, I couldn't decide if I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer. Many table discussions at dinner about which one was better for me. And then something miraculous happened. I went to government for a day as a senior in high school. I drew this very obscure position out of the hat called city manager. And so to speak, that's what happened to me. About 5 or 6 years later, I finished with my graduate degree, public administration, and made my way into my role, building up to become city manager of the city of Las Vegas.
Wow. How would you describe what it is that you do now?
Well, I kind of had a weird little path. So I was in the public sector for a while, 27 years, I guess that's a while. And then I went into the private sector for another 6 and did that, and that was pretty fun. Now I've started my own business in management consulting here in Las Vegas. And so I'm kind of building out my practice, so to speak, right now. And it's super fun. I'm learning a lot and working with some really cool clients on some really fun projects.
What are some of the most valuable lessons you've learned in business or life?
Go after it with everything you got. Don't be bashful about it. I tell people, shout it from the rooftop. If you want to be a city manager, tell people that's what you want. You might unnerve some folks around you by doing that, but who cares? It's your life. You get one go round, make the most of it. So just go after it. Don't be bashful and work your butt off to get there so that people pick you for those key jobs that you want.
What are some key traits that a leader should have?
Oh, I would say key traits are decisiveness, courage, inclusiveness. Those things are really important. Pave the way for others. I mean, it's really important to pave the way for others and to build a really strong team around you. But I would say courage is one of the key elements that a leader you want to follow has. And so I would land on that and decisiveness.
What are you looking forward to in the future?
Oh boy. On a personal level, I hope that I develop more of my internal ability to say no. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I'm an opportunist at heart, and so it's really hard for me not to see an opportunity in things that come my way. But I also know that I need to be a little more comfortable in what I'm doing, push myself, but be really clear about why I'm doing what I'm doing, being very intentional, because a lot of opportunities come your way. And I'm trying to learn, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. So for me, that's what I'm looking forward to for kind of Betsy's next chapter in personal and professional development. I think for our community, man, the sky is the limit here in Las Vegas. I mean, there's so many cool things that are going on. We've got all these incredible venues where we're hosting international events here. Not that we weren't doing that before. I don't want Steve Hill to get mad at me. But we have a real opportunity to take this new level of public investment and make a big difference, draw back those international visitors, but frankly, create new jobs for the people who want to live here, and want to prosper and grow their families. And I think it's our job as leaders in this community to build out that fabric, to create that skeleton from which businesses can hire employees, and those employees have really fruitful, well-paying jobs. And at the base of that, that means they get to build their families here, bring their parents here, volunteer here, do the things that create that kind of community commitment, and they want to stay here. And that's an important thing. When people want to volunteer, stay engaged, they build their family here, and they bring their family here, we're winners.
How do you stay motivated when faced with a challenge?
Well, I'm kind of a bulldog by nature. I went to the University of Georgia. It was super fitting. I'll grab onto a heel and hang on until I win. So I just try and stay self-motivated. I, I really focus in on things that I think are the right thing to do, and sometimes you get a lot of resistance when you're pushing for something new and different that's going to break the mold. And a lot of people resist you in that situation. You just have to have confidence in yourself and what you're working towards. I also think a lot of times if you're working towards something that improves the condition for others, you're in a much better space. And I focus on those things. What's the bigger outcome here? And then that helps you get over those in-between obstacles and those points of resistance in a way that you're like, you know what, this is really worth it. Just do it. Keep going.
What's the most important question to ask a mentor?
You know, my gut says, ask me what I can do better, right? Tell me what I can do better. What are some of the things I could hone? That's kind of an easy question, but I also think one of the things that's important to explore with those people that you trust and rely on to give you good, candid information is to have them help you figure out your own path. Like, it's real easy to say, hey, I want to go be a CFO. Well, why do you want to be a CFO? Really dig deep, peeling those layers of the onion back in those conversations based on their experience, what they know about you, and having you defend that position. Those are the kinds of things I think mentors should explore with their mentees. I hate that word, but whatever. So that they get the most out of that relationship and they get to grow in and of themselves in that exploration versus being told what to do or just simply getting advice and saying, great, thanks. That's not that easy. Personal growth is not that easy.
Amen.